There's a lot of people out there that, they want to talk about the evil 1%, right? And the really rich people who kind of take advantage of everybody else and the system's rigged for them, yada, 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 yada. I don't mean to get political, but I'm just going to name some facts that can maybe help you open up your perspective a little bit as to what it is to really be one of those top income earners and be, in the 1%. So, hear me out. To be in the top 1% of income earners in the United States of America, your household needs to bring in about $420,000 a year. All right? It's not a million. It's not $1 million a year. It's not $10 million a year. No. It's about 420 some odd $1,000 per year that you need to bring in to put yourself and enter the top 1% of this country. Okay? Now let's check this one out. To put yourself in the top 10% of income earners in the United States, your household needs to bring in just north of $100,000 per year. So if your household's bringing in a little bit north of 100K, 90% of the rest of the country is below you. All right? 90%. 9 out of 10 people that you see then walking up and down the street is under you. They make less than you if you're just north of 100K. Okay? Top 10% of income earners in this country. It only takes it only takes $100,000 a year to cross that threshold. Just wrap your head around that. Feel free to fact check me. And if I'm wrong, post it below, please. Okay? And then the last one I want to talk about is if you make $30,000 per year, you are in the top 1% of income earners in the world. 30K, top 1%. So those are just some facts that, maybe I can help kind of change your perspective about money. And someone who's only making $30,000, well, you are in the top 1% of income earners in the world. So when you're sitting here like, oh my gosh, woe is me, I'm so broke, you really need to open your perspective about what broke really looks like. If you have a smartphone, a roof over your head, shoes, more than one pair, a bed, okay, you're not poor. You have food in the fridge, you're not poor. You have a car, you're not poor. Okay? This country has become so rich that we look at people who have a apartment, who maybe don't have the latest shoes, but they got shoes, more than one pair. They have a car, they have a smartphone, they got a computer, they have internet. This country has become so rich that when you just have those basic things and that's all that you have, you're considered poor. That's how rich this country has become over history. That is not what poor looks like. I'm going to post another video later about kind of what poor actually looks like around the world. Okay? That's just how wealthy this country has become. Think about it. Things way back when that only rich people had, now middle class and lower class people have. They got it later, but with the development of everything over time, they got it. And it's not the latest and greatest, but relative to the rest of the world, you're rich. Like I said, $30,000 per year, top 1% of income earners in the world. Think about that. There's so much stuff that we just take for granted and just blame other people for our choices and poor financial management as to why we can't get ahead and become wealthy. There's no reason you can't. It just, oh my gosh. It's like mind-boggling to me. It's at times frustrating, but really it's just sad. Like I feel bad for the people who are stuck in that mindset of I'll never get ahead. And I want to try to help, you know, anybody I can be an energy that you can get ahead. That your life is not terrible. Your life is pretty freaking awesome. You're a human being who lives in the United States of America, the richest country on the face of this planet, the most dynamic economy ever created, and you're complaining. You're complaining. Humans, we always want things that we don't have. It's human nature. You need to adjust your perspective and even realize that obtaining wealth is not something that's going to make you happy. Being happy with what you have will bring you happiness. Chasing a green piece of paper isn't going to fulfill you. You need to realize how good the poor people have it in this country. It's ridiculous. Like I said, I'll get into the comparisons a little bit later, but I hope those things kind of maybe change your perspective a little bit as to what rich is. Top 1% of income earners, 30K a year in the world. Top 10% in the United States, a little bit over 100K. Top 1%, north of $400,000. It's not millions and millions and millions. There's a lot of you who might be watching this video and your parents are 10%ers.